Most of us, you know that verse. Patram pushpam phalam toyam tadaham bhakti udhatam ashnami prayatatmanam. So, if you love that verse, I can read from there.
This is a Bhagavad Gita copy.
Yeah. So you can read from there also.
So, we read the translation. This is a long purport, so we will discuss while as we are going through the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanamrita Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Further, for the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in the transcendental loving sense of the Lord in order to achieve a permanent, blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such a marvelous result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter when one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water or a fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love. And the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be bad from Krishna consciousness, because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfectional life of eternity, bliss and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non-devotee. He is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self-sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of his devotee in an exchange of love and affection. To develop Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other condition, such as becoming a Brahman, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never causal, the process is eternal, it is direct action in service to the absolute whole. We'll go to the second paragraph because everything is said is very clear. So, here Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service, the Supreme, in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then one should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said no. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf of fruit, flowers, and water be given to him. And he says of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper food for human beings and are prescribed by Lord Krishna. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods or if we eat such foods. Right? In the third chapter, verse 30, Shri Krishna explains that only the remains of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption. Which is this verse? Yajna-sishta finansanto muchyante sarvakrimisha bhujante te dalakam ye prajñātmākāra. So if we keep and feed for condition by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of the material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are eating only sin. Bhujante param papa. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. But preparing nice, simple vegetable dishes, offering them before the material nature, offering them before the picture of or deity of Lord Krishna, and going down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering, enable one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, to create fine brain tissues which will lead to pure thinking. So three things are mentioned over here. When we eat the things which is sanctioned by Krishna, and we offer it to Krishna, what are those three things? Advance steadily in life, right? To purify the body and to create fine brain tissues which will lead to clear thinking. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food since he already possesses everything that be. Yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in preparation, in serving, and in offering is to act with love for Krishna. The final paragraph. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse of Bhagavad Gita. How can they? Right? If they think that the Supreme Lord has no senses, then why would you offer them fruit, flower, or leaf? So but they still use the Bhagavad Gita to substantiate their philosophy that the Supreme Lord is impersonal. So how do they explain this? That this is a metaphor. This is it's called alankar. It's a metaphor. Or this particular one, Krishna is a human person. So he is asking for the material things. It is either a metaphor or proof of the mundane character of Krishna. Speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, Supreme Godhead, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. This is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in all appearances. In the 7th chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates living entities into material nature. That is done by his looking upon the material nature. And so in this instance, Krishna is hearing the devotee's word of love in offering foodstuffs is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. Now this is something, this is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. We all read this many times, time to time, again and again. But when I was reading this, yesterday and today, this is kind of how this was a revelation to me. That how does Krishna eat? We offer the food, but how does he eat? People can say that if you are offering, but it is sitting over there. What is the proof that he ate? It's just your sentiment because you guys believe it and you do it. But what is the proof? But here, Sri Prabhupada is saying at the last time that Krishna is hearing the devotee's word of love. In offering foodstuff is wholly identical with eating. So he is residing in every atom, and in between the atom, he is residing. He doesn't have to give proof of his residence or his existence. But if we have trust in his word, which is that verse in the Brahma Samhita, Ekopyaso rachayitum jagadanda koti Ekopyaso rachayitum jagadanda koti Yachaktirasti jagadanda chayayadanta Andantarastha parmanu chayantarastham Govindavadi purusham Tamaham bhajami. So he's saying he is Andakarasa means he is residing in every universe as the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, right? And he that at the same time is residing into the Paramanu. The atom is made up of the Paramanu. What do we call that? Proton, neutron, and electrons, right? Each that is made up of these. Each atom is made up of the microatoms. We can say Paramanu means the microatom. But that is he is residing into the microatom. At the same time, he is residing into the cosmos. How could somebody conceive it? But it is true, and that's why he hears your prayer. He is hearing your prayer while you are offering, and he could taste with that hearing. And we'll come to the point that he actually in this verse, both the time he actually says Bhaktya. Actually, there was no need to say that Bhaktya 2 times. If we look at the verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Right? So whatever is offered to me through the devotion, Yome Bhaktya is not Bhakta. If it is a devotee, then it will be Bhakta. It is a Bhakti. Through the Bhakti, whatever is offered me, that I accept. Then he said again Tadaham Bhakti Upahatam Asnami Payata. That offered me with the devotion, I accept it. So actually, it is if he would have said even if he would have said one time, that would have been sufficient. But the whole point is that Krishna is desirous of your loving service. He owns everything, so he doesn't really need anything. So he says that only the devotee. This point should be emphasized because of his absolute position. He is hearing his holy identical with sitting and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he describes himself without interruption can understand that the supreme absolute truth can eat food and enjoy it. Right? That's something far. People with the most people can understand that how come the supreme person is eating and enjoying it. The devotees would know it. So much more. That they themselves would have this. Experience even at our neophyte level of practice. When we desire to serve Krishna in such a way, he reciprocates that. He is known as the self-sufficient. What do we call that in the Sanskrit? Atmaram, right? There is one other word also that he is the always. He doesn't need anything in this world. But then why does he asking for Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam? What's the matter? What is the matter? He's self-sufficient. Of course, he's looking for the loving service from his devotee. But even then, why he's looking for that? He's a self-sufficient person. He's always being served by the millions of people. It's not like that he is in want of love, right? He's being loved by all the time. People could get a glimpse of him, and the life is success. Right? One kind of value. So why does Krishna ask here at this point in Bhagavad Gita that please offer me? And he's saying that whatever offered me through the devotion, I take that with the devotion. Why is he saying like that? So if we go back a few verses, this particular chapter, chapter 9, Krishna is saying that Tesham the Ananyaschintayanto mam yena Ananyaschintayanto mam yena Tesham Nitya Vyaktanam Yogakshemam Vahami. This chapter 9, he says that my devotees who think about me constantly all the time, I fulfill their desires. I just go to the briefly just to get the outline of this chapter. I think this is verse number 21 also. And Krishna is saying that 22, right? He says, but those who always worship with the exclusive devotion and meditation on me, I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. In the verses prior, Krishna explains that about the studying the Vedas and about going to the heavenly planets, and then they come back again. And then he's saying, my devotees who think about me, this is the kind of this is a very specialized group. This is a very expert. They have no other business but to think about Krishna. So obviously Krishna would, Yoga Kshama Mahamyam says there is nothing to worry about. Those devotees they don't have to worry about me. Then Krishna is saying about all the demigods, those who are devotees of other gods, and means the demigods and who worship them with faith, actually worship only me. Person of Kuti, but they are doing all Vidhi Purvakam. They are doing it in a wrong way. Then he says, I am even if you go through the Veda studies or if you worship the demigods, I am the actually only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize me to Tattvainatas Chamantite. They actually, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. And then he says that people who worship the demigods, they take the birth in the places of demigods, and then people who worship the ancestors, go to the ancestors, and those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. So now, where is the connection? Those who worship me will love with me. Krishna really wants us to think about him all the time. He wants us to be unalloyed devotees. But what if we are not? What if you are not? What if I have so many other agendas? What if I have so many other aspirations? I have so many other desires. So at least you start offering fruit, flower, or leaf. Can you do that, please? Please, can you please do that? If you do that, that's the beginning. It gives me an option to help you, to bring you closer to me. You have an independence. How could I make you dance like the way I want? No, then it's not a love. It's never an exchange of love when the other party has no freedom. Either we do it by fear or either we do it by greed. But that's not a love. That's not a love. We do the business or we do the work or whatever we do because we are afraid of the police and we drive very carefully and whatnot. But that's not a love. But then Krishna is saying that if you really offer me something, and then now why he's asking for love, for a fruit and leaf and water. So this doesn't cost you anything. You have to have a desire to serve. It's not that I really need something from you. It's not that I'm really asking something from you and you have to work hard. You have a desire. These things are available everywhere. You just have to make a desire that you really want to offer me something. So this is the Krishna is not. Sometimes people think that why he's asking that, why he needs that. No, he's actually asking us that somehow we make a connection. Somehow we try to approach him. Somehow we recognize that I should say thank you to you. I'm really thankful to you. I really want to serve you. That desire has to come from us. And when that desire comes from us, he actually makes this process very interesting. He makes this process enjoyable. When you do little service, slightest service, we have seen that when somehow somebody serves Krishna, now that he has an official, this belongs to me now. Maya and Yamdut, everybody, you guys leave aside. This belongs to me. This is in my chart because he has started this. Now it goes up to me, and that's how we make the progress in devotion. We do slide, and he makes it so enjoyable. We want to do it more. We want to do it more. We want to do it. And this competition goes between the devotee and the Lord. It just starts from our having a faith in the words, in His word. That yes, by doing this, He actually accepts it. He doesn't need it. He actually, who in the world would be happy with fruit and flower and water? If you really want something, then you want something substantial. Why do you want such thing? But He actually wants you to acknowledge this. That yes, I want to serve you. And then when this this goes further, you know. So if you then Krishna says that why don't leaf and water? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, you give away. Whatever osters you perform, do that for me as an offering to me. You know, in this way you will be freed from bondage to God, and it's auspicious and inauspicious results. That's the most important thing binding us in this world. You know, I want to achieve this, and I want to achieve that, and I want to do that. So many things, and in that endeavor, I am binding myself. You know, and which is never ending. So, but if I am doing it, keeping Krishna in the center, if I start this process, I would see this process is actually happens within ourselves. When we have a when we are sincere, we have a faith, and we do this, it happens. Which is that verse, you know, Tesham Satya Yuktanam Bhajam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Yena Mamapiyam. So he's actually saying that I give you the intelligence to understand me so that you can approach me. Otherwise, this is a very complex subject matter. But by His mercy, He gives us the intelligence so that how can we progress on our own sadhana, on our own journey? How can we make it so much more and more and more? And then actually in the next verse, Teshamev Anukampatham Aham Agnana Jantam Nashayami Atmabhavastu Jnanadipen Vasastu. So even I actually destroy that the darkness of ignorance sitting in your heart out of compassion. So like then he says that I envy no one. So this is open for everybody. You know, nor am I partial to anyone. Don't think that this is only for Arjuna, for you. I'm equal to all. Whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend. So this is open for everybody, irrespective of class, creed, race, age, sex. Krishna will mention all of those things. What if somebody is so much sinful? What? Look, he's a Jagat Guru. He doesn't leave anything out. What if this? What if this? It's a dialogue going on. But when two intelligent people are talking, you don't have to ask every single small question. Krishna doesn't leave any ground for Arjuna to have any questions. So even if somebody commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly, because he is properly situated in his determination. So now for us, there is a very good lesson over here. Don't judge Krishna's devotee. It's not our prerogative. It's not prerogative. Two husband and wife, they are fighting. Two family members are fighting. It's not our prerogative to judge who is right and wrong. You know? But this is even maybe sometime mundane relationship, we can say very clearly. Somebody is drunk and somebody is lying, somebody is cheating and whatnot. But here, it is between Krishna and his devotees. Just stay away from that. Stay away from that. You know, you at least we accept that it is beyond your understanding. You don't be judge of that, because you know what happens when we start judging the people. What happens, like someone whom you love, somebody makes a derogatory remark, you get hurt. Obviously, that person doesn't know anything. Why he is making such derogatory remark? This is my object of my love. I may have a tough time with him. That doesn't allow you, or that does not give you the authority to criticize him or her. It's my problem. Leave it up to me. Why do you have to be such critic? You know, you could protect your own sadhana. You are free to associate with whosoever you want to associate. You know, it's your choice. Fine. You think this is not helping in your devotion. Fine. You at least don't be judgmental. Don't be judgmental. Krishna doesn't take it so favorably. He has nothing to do with your pleasures. He actually wants you to be happy. So anything people can have, anything in this world, it's up to you. But the moment we become judgmental, Krishna becomes on the other side of us. At least for his devotees, we don't try to be judgmental. Because he is saying here very clearly, and this is actually somewhere else also, this is the same thing has been said, that api chesu durapu. I mean, there's one other. If you are the most senior of the senior, but if you take the vote of the knowledge, you cross it very easily. But this is the one api chesu durapu. I mean, if you are sudurachara, if you are the most abominable person, but Krishna is considering that person as situated properly in his determination. Then he says that that person becomes quickly righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. O son of Putha, those who take shelter of me, though they be of lower birth. Now, see, he's including everybody. Not there are certain people born with a disadvantage. Certain people have a less of the things like women, merchants, workers, because compared to Brahmins and other classes, these people have a natural disadvantage. What about them? Or at least societies at some point would believe this or was believing this. So Krishna is saying that it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever you think that those who are that disadvantaged class of the people, they are not. They can also attain the supreme destination. In India, Brahmins have ruled sometime very, it's a very horrific history. They used to make the Shudras and other classes of people, they should have the what do you call, sweeping, like on their head, they have to tie out a sweeper. So when they clean it, they should clean the earth. The class of society was treated such kind of, and still in certain part of India, and they can't drink the water from certain area. They cannot enter into that. The Kshatriyas and the people who they would completely discriminate them and things like that. Now they are facing the reverse discrimination also. In India, the Brahmins are one of the poorest class now. Even though they do so much more, they can go to any educational society. I mean, higher education or any government jobs or anything, whatever. They have become the backwards now. But Krishna is over here saying that whatever your belief it could be, people could belong to any class, they can attain the supreme destination. Then he's saying that how much more, Kim, how much more this is also righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and saintly kings, Therefore, having come to temporarily miserable world, engage in the existence to me. I would like to this is, Anityam Asukham Rajan. This is the word. Krishna is describing that you have come to this Anityam and Asukham Lokam. If you really have the opportunity to worship me, how much more you are fortunate. What to speak about those people? This Anityam and Asukham come somewhere else also. Can anybody tell me? The same, it's a two different words, but the meaning is the same. In chapter 8, this world is temporary and this world is source of miseries. Dukkhalaya and Ashashvara. Mamupetya Punarjanma, Napnuvanti Mahatma, Sansiddhi Paramagana. So in first line of that verse is the Mamupetya Punarjanma, Dukkhalaya Ashashvara. So achieving me, you would not Napnuvanti Mamupetya Punarjanma, Dukkhalaya Ashashvara. Achieving me, you would not come to this place of misery, the temporary place. So here is the same thing. Krishna is saying that now that you are here in this temporary and asukham means miserable place, why would you not worship me? What to speak of your good fortune? And then is the last verse in the chapter. That is, then we all know that very well. Manmanabhav manpratto madhyaji mamuskuru pratijani priyosimi. So this is the, in order to come to this platform, you think about me all the time. Krishna is actually engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So to come to this platform, where do we start? We start with the simplest procedure as of offering Krishna water, fruit or a flower. That would bring our fortune up to this point. So this is the actually essence of this verse. So as we know that in this verse, there are 2 times bhakti is mentioned. Bhakti. Bhaktya and bhakti. So, now we have got only about 12 minutes, so I would go to the something that I wanted to say about. See, in devotional life, we all carry so many desires, the transcendental aspirations, that we would like to serve the Lord through whatever we have, whatever we have, and that success of our transcendental desire, it depends upon our individual sadhana that we carry. We could have so many different desires to heaven, to serve the Krishna, like building a temple, getting a nice outfit, serving a nice fish, serving the devotees, serving Krishna's Gurukul, Krishna's farms, and Krishna's so many different desires. We could have it. I wanted to speak about one such service to Krishna. That Krishna, our temple in general, and we are involved in serving the Krishna's cows. So then, most of us, we are aware about the situation of cows in this country. We don't want to discuss that. That's a horrible part of the present day in society. No cow lives beyond 5 years. No bull lives beyond 3 years. As many years they are alive, they are confined in a very, very difficult situation, very difficult life. The regular farmer, they produce the milk. The dairy cannot pay them more than $1.80. In most cases, dairy pays them 50 cents to $1 a gallon. So, if a farmer has a 10 cows and each cow gives 10 gallon milk, our farmer can maximum make $100. Now that $100, what would he support what would he feed the cows? What would he has to take, clean after the cows, the cow dung and the urine and all those things. Where is that possible practically? He cannot do anything. But do the abuse. The cow is being used as a machine. Every 9 months she is being impregnated. And if it's a regular dairy, they would give her a hormone. No, we can close this, we don't need this. So they would give her a hormone, so then she would have, her milk supply would go. There is a SCG hormone. That hormone is responsible for getting milk in the mothers. And because of that hormones, then now she would have mastitis. Her udders will get so big, she will get infection. If it's an organic dairy, then anybody who gets infected, that goes straight away to the slaughterhouse. If it's a regular dairy, they'll give them a heavy antibiotic. Now tell me, where does that antibiotic go? Most medicines, they go into the breast milk. Whatever the mother eats, whatever the mother's blood is there. So what is the regular milk is that we have is hormones, antibiotics. Cows is a vegetarian. Naturally, cows cannot digest even grain. The grain is given in India is also to make her milk fattier, but it is not helpful for our health. Only the grass-fed cow milk is a milk. When the cows are being fed with corn and other grain, that milk is so much more in fat content, but then she cannot really, her system is not that, she cannot, take that grains out also, easily. What to speak of that? The cow is being fed, what she's being fed? All the remnants of all the animals. That's most cows are being fed. So what the regular milk that we drink is completely poison. It's actually not good for our health. We are the vegetarian people. We should not have any health problem. We live a very healthy lifestyle. We don't have any bad habits. What to speak of that? We don't hardly so. But still, our statistics are more good than average population. Sometimes actually worse. Why? Because we are dependent upon this kind of a milk. Some people can say, well, I'm using the organic milk. Now, bone meal and blood milk, all those things, that is considered organic. That is being fed to the grass, and that cow is being fed. They feed the cows also the same thing. And organic cows actually goes through more caution. Because if there is slightest infection, to maintain the organic status, the dairy cannot give the antibiotic. So whether you use the organic milk or you use the regular milk, I feel so sorry to say that we are pushing the cows with both our hands. Both our hands. Now we are Krishna devotees. The highest planet of Krishna is known as Goloka. It's not just, it's not because Krishna could have named it anything. Why does he say Goloka? He spends 12 hours behind the cows. Tell me, what is the Krishna's work? What is this? What does he do all day long? He doesn't do anything but serves the cow. Now this is not a symbolic. This is not a metaphor. This is not at all. This is a reality. If we all are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, and I wish and we would someday, when we achieve the perfection in our life, what we would achieve? We could go to the highest. That's what our aspiration is. That's what we debate to everywhere. That we don't go to the Vaikuntha planet, we go to the Goloka Vrindavan. When Krishna is spending half day spending with the cows, how in a world we can say that yes, I'm really for you? Krishna can ask us that, why it doesn't matter when you are on the earth. You can spend 12 hours a day playing with me and giving the cows. What makes you think that this is not so sacred? We can aspire to be at the Audarya Dham. We can join the Gauranga Mahaprabhu in his pastime. But what does he do all the time? He chants Krishna's name. He thinks about serving the Yugala, divine couple, Yugala Kishore. So from the spiritual point of view, we have no excuse not to take care of this service. This service doesn't require millions from us. It requires, I need to spend $100 more a month. Can I do that? How much it really requires? $100. And now, actually, I'm saying that right now, at this point, the milk price, I would actually want to give the whole picture. That this is not a sentiment. This is when this service was started, some of us are very anxious. This is not possible. This is not. By the mercy of the devotees, by the mercy of the Lord, the milk is always in shortage. There is never. But see, we have such a small number, so we cannot make it at the price of the organic milk. Our goal is to that someday we should make it to the price of the organic milk, or maybe a little more. Then most people would, because then now they are involved in serving the cows. They come into the obligation, they come into the Krishnas that now I would have to deal with these rascals. I would have to bring them to the platform of the devotion because they are serving my cows. In general, people are not interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam discourse. In general, people are not. This is the Kali Yuga in most, but then this is their service would actually connect them to the Krishna. This is one. If enough of us we take the burden right now, there is no doubt that more people could use it. We could make it available to the mass. That's one thing. Second thing, as most of us the vegetarian diet that we eat is not vegetarian. If you buy the soil from anywhere, any nursery store, it has a fish into it. You can ask them, it's labeled there. It has the organic soil. We can say we are looking for organic soil. He said this is the best organic soil you can get to plant for your tulsi. You can go and get your organic soil. So my point is that whatever the vegetable diet that we eat, it has all bone meal, blood meal, fish meal, aquatics, everything. Nothing is lost. This is a very commercial place in the world. Nothing is lost. Everything is being used over there. Plus the pesticides, plus the fertilizers, plus the GMO, genetically modified organisms. No wonder we have every disease in the world. We are vegetarians, but no, we eat all these chemicals in our body. The simplest, the purest food doesn't need all these pesticides and all these chemicals. We are trying hard with the help of all of us. That if we do organic farming based on cow dung and cow urine, that would be the purest food. All of us, they did, Gitanagari has done this before 5 years. And since the cows came, they were very short-handed. I mean, recently by the mercy of the Lord, we found 2 farmers. They are from Indian origin, they are from Punjab, Sardars. They are interested in doing this farming. So our idea is to take this, that we have everything that we eat comes from our own garden. Everything that we eat, all the lentils, all the rice. I mean, rice could be also done, the wheat could be also done, the haldi and everything we could grow on our own. We have our own market, like we use the milk, we have our own market. And the world would appreciate this. Gitanagari has every week some university comes, they are amazed. Western world is thinking how, because this modern farming is not self-sustainable. It is actually destroying the earth, it is destroying the economy, it is destroying our health. So the Western intellectual mass is so much more, they are so much kind of wow, something is like this happening. Every week there is some university students are there doing this. So this is our avenue of taking Krishna consciousness to the people who would otherwise never have came in contact with the. Everybody wants to live healthy, everybody wants to live longer. We have an option. We could do it. Srila Prabhupada, actually at the later part of his journey, he was saying that, I mean, how many things he did can, if somebody, if we keep counting, we can do it for the next half an hour, 100 things count, and still we will not be able to count how many things Srila Prabhupada did, temples, gurukuls, restaurants, how many people, there are so many, just one person, he says my 50% work is done. My other 50% work is done. I have to show the people how to sustain on the land, how to live simply and pure life, how to live the life centered around Krishna, land and cow. I haven't shown that. And I really, in his last days, actually, Srila Prabhupada holds in the year of 77, he hardly ate anything. January onwards, he practically was living on water. If you see his last photographs, he's on simply skeleton. So in the month of May, he says, I want to go to London, and then I want to go to Gitanagari. Take me over there. After London, I will go to Gitanagari. This man hasn't eaten for 5 months. And this is it. I will stay at Gitanagari, I will show the world how can we live on the earth. So this is his vision. Actually when we came to Gitanagari in 1974, the Gitanagari was the new Barsana Dham. He said, this is not a new Barsana Dham. He pulled out a paper and he said, this is the Gitanagari. He had written the Gitanagari prophecy in 1954. That this kind of a place will be there in the world where people would live centered around the cows and land, and they will propagate the Krishna consciousness all throughout the Western world. So this was his
Shri Sitaram Bhagwan Shri Lodita Krishnandi Ji.
This was the Srila Prabhupada's intense desire. This is his last, and we are saying that where we are at the world right now, this is really very important. My sincere, humble request is that if we would not do it, who else would do it? Do you know, each of us, each of you, how far you have come? For the most part in the society, either in West or in India, you guys are outcast. You can't go to the regular parties. Most people, they drink and eat and spend time with everything. You have done so much more. If you would not do it, who in the world would do this? This is my humble request is that you all should consider this, that don't try to use the regular bill. What is we say it's expensive. What is expensive? Tell me what is expensive. What really expensive means, and why we not having faith in Krishna that He would maintain us. When we read this verse, that Ananyascintayanto mam ye jana paripasatu
why would not He maintain us? What in our world He would not maintain us? This is all of us at the beginning might have to, make so much more sacrifice. But there is so much more, because all of us, we appreciate the farm life, and I see that, all of you nodded that, oh, how nice it could be that we could have the products from our own farm. But tell me, who would go and live on the farm? If we don't support these people, do you know, why are we sitting over here? Srila Prabhupada made the Western youth give up their whole life, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. Day and night, these people did nothing but the service. How do we expect our counterpart that they can work on the farm, they can live on a bare minimum, and they can do all those things for us, and we will appreciate and we will take their services. If we have to make those people living on the farm, we have to make a reasonable living for them. They don't have to make $1 million, but their children should be able to go to a reasonable good school, have health insurance, they could retire, they could take vacation like you and me. We can't think them that they work all day long, serve the deities and serve the farm. And so if we all take the responsibility, what makes us think that yes, the cow is worth $10 a day? And how do we take that, so blindly? How do we take it that as if we are not aware about it? We have to. So this process has so much more elements. We could do so much more. I'm requesting all of you to consider this. That if we really want this, we have to support them. We all have to sacrifice from them. If we do that, this can flourish. People can. We could help with so many more folds. So I would end over here. I actually went so much over time. I still have to say so much more thing, but hopefully some other time. If somebody has any question, comment, critique, please. We can have one question, comment, or critique. Please go ahead.